Hello, Debbie.
Hello there, Mama Cat. So glad to see you. Coming on to another great show this evening.
Absolutely.
Gonna be rocking the airways for the animals in need again, Mama Cat.
Yes, we are. Silence is violence. Let your voice be heard.
That's right, making voices heard worldwide. Don't be silent. Take that action and help the animals out with better lives and futures they so well deserve. Right, Mama Cat?
That's right.
Hello, everyone, and good evening, and welcome to Animal Advocates Radio, Voices Carry for Animals, number 507 podcast this evening. This is just wonderful. We're going to keep going to have another great show. And I want to thank all of you that's listening on the web, Podbean Podcast web. And hope you enjoy the show. You keep coming back, keep sharing the shows. If you do want to join us here in the chat room, it is phenomenal over in this chat room. What you have to do is go to Podbean Podcast app and install free from either Google Play or the App Store. Okay, and then what you're going to do is follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast. And once you're in following there, every time there is a new episode coming up live stream, then it will alert you on your phone, your laptop, tablet, or iPad. And then you just click join to come in with us. And also, if you download the app, and it's free, so and it's great. And just go to Podbean Podcast app, press the live link, and it should show this show going live right now, along with other shows. So you might have to scroll down, click, and you could join it that way. And that way, all the shows are all the former on-demand episodes are located on there. Listen and share 24/7, and also on Podbean Podcast Web. Deb is rocking on the web, okay? So, anyway, you go get a free account on Podbean and .com. Up in the right hand corner, log in, and then what you're going to do is you're going to create accounts. Okay, so you go in there and you'll need your full name or nickname, your email address, and also a password. And then what you're going to do is click the robot and to make sure you're human, then create account. And then what you're going to do after that is follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast. It's a host site. So my host site has all the shows located on there, the former ones. And like I said, you can listen and share 24/7, listen in worldwide, everyone. And it's a great, and it's getting our voices out there, and our interest is to see better lives and futures for all the animals in need. And together we can make a difference. We got to at least try. And that's Mama Cat always says, strength in numbers, and that is so true. Because the more of us that come together, the stronger and the better we become. And then we go for them changes, and then we hit those victories and do the victory dance. But I just want to go over a couple things here. I want to welcome everyone into the live chat room on Podbean Podcast. This chat room is top notch. You can share right from this show up in the upper right hand corner. Keep pressing likes because it helps my show build up to the next level. Keep pressing that, and also you can interact and message other listeners. I am going to be taking calls later on in the show. But if there's a on the right hand corner lower part, there's a phone icon or a mic icon. Press that, and that will alert me that you want to speak on air. And if you're on a laptop, if you have a mic on there, you can speak right from there. If not, you can speak from earbuds with a mic or headphones with a mic. And then also you can on the tablet or the iPad, the same thing. You have if you have mics on there, you can speak right from there to the guest. And so I want to go over and give a special shout out. Today is my mother's birthday, and she is listening in this evening. Her name is Pat Dahmer, aka Marvelous Moose, and happy birthday, Mom! And prayers for many more to you for you, because you're my mother and my best friend, and I can't ask for two better parents than what I had growing up and who she is today. She's unconditional love, and she just overall she's a great mother, a great former wife of my father who passed away back in 2008. His name was George Dahmer, aka ex-professional wrestler Chief White Owl. And he was neglected in a nursing home that led to his death. So if you, make it short and sweet, it was very hard on the whole family. My father shouldn't have went through this. Or my family, but we did, and it was a total nightmare back then. And the nursing home did get found guilty of wrongful death and falsifying records back in 2012. But may he rest in peace and everything. But my mother, she has been there for, been there for everybody. Unconditional love to all her, myself and my brother and the grandkids, the great grandkids, wonderful sister to all of them, and daughter, you name it. I mean, even neighbors, and she's just a well-loved person. They look up to her. She has a great personality and a huge heart. But happy Mother's Day, or Mother's Day. Happy birthday, Mother. Well, we'll say both of them because Mother's Day should be every day, right? And birthdays. But anyway, happy birthday, Mom. And hope you enjoy. And thank you for so much for all these years you tuning into this podcast. It inspires me and it uplifts me to know that you're out there and you're listening. And the daughter who I've become, I've been raised by my great parents that I could ask for nothing better. I'm so blessed and happy and just so thankful for all you've done. But anyway, I'm going to get the show started, everyone. But hello, Mama Cat and Aloha, Darla, and everyone. Welcome to the chat room. And I want to thank all of you because this evening's show, there's one show after this. We close down next Thursday for Thanksgiving. Hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. And then a return on December 4th with Humane World for Animals. Kate McFall, the Florida director for Humane World for Animals, will be joining us coming back. I want to welcome her back. But keep, like I said, liking the show. Keep building up. You can make comments. You can make comments on the web. This live chat room is being recorded on this promo for tonight. But another announcement on Monday, November the 24th, there was an emergency junction for the black bear hunt here in Florida. So it will be coming Monday. So please say some prayers for the black bears that it gets stopped, okay? Because it's so unfair, it's barbaric, it's cruel, I mean, a major massacre that's going to last 3 weeks. And these black bears, it is supposed to be going next month. So everyone, we're still trying to fight that and everything. And we are in it to win it, not lose it for the Bears. Okay, so the Black Bears here in Florida, they're not bothering anybody. I'm Mama Bear, and I'm right fighting with them. But anyway, I'm going to bring my guest on and welcome her back. She is out there great. I mean, she is wonderful out there doing it, everything she can to help animals out. And her name is Suzana Gartner, animal advocate, author of A Voice for Animals, speaker, retired animal rights lawyer. and want to welcome you back, Susanna. How are you this evening? This is wonderful again.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can. I can
Oh,
hear
good.
you real
Oh,
good.
wonderful. Oh,
The
good. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be back and I feel energized and love in the comments section and love what you do, Debbie. Absolutely love and wishing your mother a very happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. You heard that, Mom? Or AKA Moose. She don't look like a moose, but we that's her another name for Mom, and she loves it. She says she's 26 today. Okay, so tell her
Ooh,
happy.
happy
Happy.
26th birthday.
Every year we have her a cake. Happy birthday, Moose 26.
I love that.
Yep, it is so funny. So
That's
yep.
amazing.
Yeah, but she's a wonderful mother and best friend to me and to
Aw,
everyone.
yeah, I
So
can tell. I can tell for sure.
oh yeah, but everyone, tonight's topic is going to be the shelter crisis in America that many are experiencing due to overcapacity. There is an astronomical amount of healthy adoptable animals at all ages that are getting euthanized daily. Help homeless animals in shelters and help save lives, everyone. Let's adopt, don't shop. Spay and neuter your pets, but we'll be discussing this during the show. And also, we're going to bring you some good stories right there, Susanna. This is wonderful. That we'll have some good stories, uplifting to tell. But go ahead and I sent this show's coming live from voicescaryforanimals.com, and you can subscribe free. And I needed to send that to your email, but I will do that. Okay, because you
Yes,
can
please.
listen to it and share it 24/7, and it's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
go. Yes, and it's going to, and also the PPJ Gazette, okay, and that
Okay.
is ppjg.m, or I'm sorry, ppjg.wordpress.com, and you
Okay.
can follow that, and it's also going to be on there.
I will.
And two YouTube channels, Voices Carry
Oh,
for Animals podcast and Animal
okay.
Advocates podcast. Two, you can subscribe free on there
Sure.
also,
Yep.
and then all the websites that it's going to after it gets downloaded and then I edit it and then publish it. It's going to go to 26 other podcast websites. Isn't that wonderful?
Wow. Yes.
I mean, Voices Carry for Animals is rocking the airways, okay,
Yes.
and all the downloads down there. I mean, switching to this new podcast was a huge plus. One door closed and a better one open. So
Yes.
yep. But anyway, you want to go ahead and tell the audience how you a little bit refresh their memory because you was on it was several months ago, and looking
Yeah.
forward to having you back in 2026 too. Okay, the more
Oh, I'd love.
exposure, the
Yes.
better. You walk through the door, you're part of the Voices Carry for Animals family. So
Aw, I love
uh,
it. I love to be
yeah.
part of your family and feel so welcome and just so excited. Like last time and today, I was just buzzing all day with excitement and hoping that, we can share a positive, uplifting message. It's a hard topic, of course, to talk about the shelter crisis in America. So many of us love animals and we want to help. We don't know how. And when we hear the news of these healthy, adoptable animals that are getting euthanized, we want to raise our voices and we want to stand up for them and show that there is a better way.
Yes, there is, because we got to be a part of the solutions, not the ongoing problems, right? I
That's
mean,
right.
these where the animals always pay the price, everyone, and that's the sad part. All ages are getting euthanized every day, a large amount throughout the United States and the world, and we have to do something about this because it can't just keep happening year after year, decade after decade. These
Yes.
poor animals need our help, okay? And this is
Yes.
very serious. This is no joke. This is nothing to look at sweep it under the carpet or ignore it, because all these animals deserve better. And to adopt or even foster, bring them into your home. Hey, you won't regret it. You got a new furry loved one in, or loved ones coming in.
Yeah.
That deserves a TLC home. they can find the
Absolutely.
love and care that they deserve,
Yes.
So, oh yeah. So we
Yeah.
got to do something. We have to keep
Yes.
it up. We
Yes.
cannot give up. And I can't thank you enough for all you do. That's
Oh,
amazing.
oh, and you
Amazing. You're
too.
amazing.
Oh,
Yep.
you are amazing too, and all your listeners, and I see all the support and love, and so we want to dive right in, and what you just said is so true. Like we all hear the words adopt, don't shop. We hear foster, we hear help, right? Spay, neuter. I think most of us understand, but maybe don't know how exactly fostering, for example, really can save a life. So, for those of you that want to help, I know you do, taking a dog or cat out of a shelter and fostering them creates space, saves another life. You give an opportunity to that animal to become socialized again, to receive some love and care. And think I mentioned last time, but I'd love to share with the listeners again that some shelters will even cover the costs. Look, I understand how expensive things are nowadays. People have to support their own families. And so that's a perk of fostering. You may be thinking of fostering an animal and you just don't know exactly how to go about doing it. Go to your local shelter. Google online. There's so many resources now to help you and just educate yourself. I would say small acts make big differences. Each one of us can make a difference. And so I love that you brought up fostering as an option.
Yes, because you can, and
Yes.
even but go to the, search your local animal shelter, volunteer, help out, go in there and spend some time with the animals because they get lonely in there. It's not a good place to be. It's not a TLC home. It's like jail to them,
No. Oh,
and
it's
that
so much like jail. Yeah. So when we think
yes,
about it,
yes,
I used to volunteer. Well, I mean, I volunteered at so many shelters over the years, and we have to try to put ourselves in the animals' shoes. Like it's not their best. They can't be at their best. They're lonely. Like you said, it's like jail. They're put away like it's a sentence that they're serving, and most of the time to no fault of their own. I mean, so many of them come in from homes of tragedy, unexpected life changes, and they deserve better. And they are lovely animals. And just as an example, I had mentioned to you, Debbie, very briefly, that I wanted to share an uplifting story. I'm on a book tour at the moment promoting my book, A Voice for Animals, just in time for the holidays. And I'm partnering with local humane societies. And they brought flyers and photos and stories of dogs and cats at their shelter. And one of the cats, her name was Tiffany, and she has been at the shelter for over 500 days. And we were putting up the poster and getting her story ready to share. Beautiful, lovely, sweet cat. And we received news just before we started the book signing that she got adopted. So she
this
was
is
waiting in the
yes.
shelter for over 500 days. And
Whoa.
yeah, and that's a story of hope, of resilience. And she's a lovable feline friend to a family that's taking care of her. And that's why we can't give up on them because they don't give up on us.
No, no. When we think about it, you know, to bring one into your home, it's not that difficult to do.
No.
You treat them like if you have children,
Yeah.
like your children, and be you're the responsibility for them, and take good care of them. Feed them, give them water. If they need to go to the vet or let them outside, spend time with them, pet them, talk to them, care for them, take photos with them, and
Yes.
that makes them feel so good. I mean, they love that,
Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah. So when they're in that, I call it jail, okay,
Oh,
at
I
the
call it jail
shelter.
too.
Yep, because it is. I mean, they're
I actually
I
think I used that word in my book, to be honest, when I was writing it, because I felt so compelled to share the perspective of the shelter animals. What is it like for them to sit in a lonely cage, to have people pass by them? What is it like? And then when we put ourselves in their shoes, we can understand what it feels like. So that's why we want to go to the shelters. We don't want to adopt online. And that's something that I'm very adamant about sharing because a lot of people don't know. Please don't go to Kijiji. Please don't go to breeders when there's so many lovely animals just waiting in the shelters. And that's how we clear them, right?
That's right. And that
Each and
and
every one of us.
That's right, and help save lives. I mean,
Yes.
you're talking approximately 1 million in America are getting
Yeah.
euthanized a year. Everyone times, you know, every year, year after year, decade after decade. Let's bring that it's massively decreased. We'll never see it go to zero, but we
Yeah.
can get involved and do something. Hey, and all the networkers out there, the cross posters that's helping these animals out in
Yeah.
need. I mean, give them a big shout out because they're relentless and they don't give enough time to get them to safety, to get adopted or, fostered or whatever, several days or whatever. But a big shout out to them because they mean so much to them, to all of us, the animals. And
Yeah.
when you see it, hey, safe. I love seeing that word safe because my Voice is Carry for Animals support group on Facebook. There's a lot of, death for dogs and cats going through. I mean, you name it. Okay.
Yeah.
I use it for my podcast, but all, like news and stuff like that. But ever since I've had it, I've got to see them come through, and I'm like, some of you see safe, some you don't. Press that share, share, share,
Yes.
because
Yes.
that like does not serve no justice, okay? Or
Yes.
the like or the mad or the happy or whatever. It doesn't serve justice, okay? It gets out in your, if
Yeah.
you press that share, it gets out in your news feed, and then
Yes.
maybe a couple people ignore it, and then you maybe have two or three more that will share it, so it goes viral.
Oh, I
Um,
love
I,
that.
yeah, I mean, I love when it goes viral. And we was talking about shelters and everything. I did a post on my sugar bear, right? My
Yep.
furry daughter, where she was adopted back in 2019 of May. So I did this post and saying, how about the crisis and everything. And I said, please share this post because when I was in there, I looked at her and her eyes looked so sad and looked at me like,
Oh,
please take me with you. And it was hit my heart, okay? And I
oh,
and she's an Alaskan Malamute and everything. And so I looked at her and like, because there's all kind of dogs in there, and I wanted to all see TLC homes. You just like
yeah,
I wish all of you would just find somebody would come in and take you and find you the happy life.
right.
And so I did this post and I asked them to please share, share, share. I'm going to run it through again. I might give it to you
Yeah,
because I showed
sure.
her at the shelter, looked all sad. And then, May of this year, her looking out the window, so I said,
Oh,
this looks better looking out the window than a cage,
yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And then you could tell there was other pictures, she looked at smiling. So look
Aw,
what happened there. I mean, you come in and all the pets, some of them of the pets that lived here in this household, passed away. They got up there in age, and you know what happens when that But they left out of here happy. Okay, they
yeah,
moved up and that, but they had a TLC home. I
mm,
knew they was happy. I looked at, I said, you know what? And go adopt again because that's what they would want you to do,
yes,
because a piece of your heart comes up missing and help go save a life.
that's
The
right.
and that always helps out. The sugar bear, she's very happy, and she will continue to be happy. She's hitting approximately 10, 10 and a half right now and everything, but she's still doing good and everything. And I know, I said, and when the shelter told me it's a humane society, they said they think that she, that she had puppies and that they abandoned her because after that, so isn't that sad? And I
Yes,
said, that's so wrong. It's, whether they're up there in age, elderly, or just have puppies and they want to go get rid of their elderly dog and get a puppy. No, that's wrong. You keep them until they pass away,
yes,
until in your home because that's the right thing to do. You wouldn't want our families to do that to us,
that's
and
right.
So, because we're all, with these birthdays happening every year, 2026 is coming up, and guess what? We're all going to roll over to another age, and this is not going to stop.
That's
So,
right. That's
and
right.
then and it doesn't with the animals either. We're all on this
Yes.
earth temporarily, make the best of it, right?
Yes.
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 Yep.
Absolutely. And, as the holidays are approaching, I always say, it's a great time to visit the shelters. They need all the help they can get. You feel good when you help the animals, and you may meet your forever furry friend, forever for their lives, like you said, Debbie, for the rest of their lives. It's a big responsibility to adopt, and that's why foster is another great option. But at the end of the day, making that decision really does save a life and gets the animal out of the shelter, and they are very grateful. I mean, there's so many stories of saved animals that have just made a human so happy and fulfilled. So it's actually fulfilling. It fulfills us. We want to help animals in need. And so during the holidays, I know everybody's busy with family and getting stuff ready, but that's the time when they need a lot of help, right? Because people, unfortunately, buy animals online. And I mean, when I was the director of a humane society here, they would bring them back after the holidays because they did it on impulse, and these poor animals would suffer. And I saw that over and over again, and that's why it's important to just realize that you adopt an animal, it's for the rest of that animal's life.
That's right. And it makes them feel good too. How would you like
Yes.
to have, and it happens out there. That's the sad part where, they get rid of their pet, okay, at a
Yeah.
certain age up there. And then they've lived in a home so long, and then they
Yeah.
go into a shelter and live that. How that must have hit them so hard,
Oh
and to say,
yeah.
why? What happened here?
Yeah,
Why? What
exactly.
didn't they want me anymore, or didn't they
I know.
love me anymore? They don't want to care
Yeah.
for me anymore.
Yeah.
We have to treat these animals with dignity and respect. They have feelings like us.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they have
do.
feelings, they're social. So cats and dogs, I mean, they crave affection. All of us that have our furry friends with us know my cat was just sitting on my lap, Miko, as I was starting the podcast. Feeling the love,
Oh
and
yeah,
they yeah, and they can sense, they have a sixth sense. And that's why it's so important to me. And so I'm so thankful to all of you, to Debbie, for you for doing this topic. It's so important, the shelter crisis, because we want to break the shelter stigma for these animals. That's so important to me because people don't necessarily understand that these animals that come to shelters uh, are not being brought because of behavioral issues necessarily. Some are, but for the most part, there's so many stories. They all have a story, each and every one of them, of why they ended up there. And usually it's through no fault of their own. And that's why we, as the humans, need to be speaking up for them and to share with our friends, our family. What you said is so true. Don't just hit the like button on social media. Social media can be a very powerful tool for change. Share,
yes,
share that story, share a connection, go to a shelter, take some videos, and then share them on your social media to show how lovely these poor, innocent animals really are, and they deserve to be adopted, not
that's
discarded.
That's right, and that's any social media because I see him, even on LinkedIn. We're both on there. You
Yep,
see how that is constantly going. And anytime
constantly.
on there, it is nonstop. And so on X and Facebook.
Yes.
So and everyone press that share because I keep seeing all these tons of likes like on these big pages like 400 likes and love and all that, and then you got like 20 shares when it should
Yeah.
be the
I
other way. Wouldn't that
yeah,
be
I love
nice?
that.
Yep. And I seen it and I said, there is an issue right there. You know, that it's not going to, Facebook is not going to change anything, okay? They
Yes.
are not going to change one thing. They're not going to create no laws, you know, change any laws. They're not going to help the shelters out, okay? They're under there for a social media platform to us to communicate, a landing strip. And once you press that share, hey, it goes out there. I mean, and even in groups and everything that you're in, you know, I'm admin on several pages and groups, and I can sit. This is so easy. I can sit at my page and press share, right, and it'll give me a list where I'm admin on, or the groups or pages, and I could go right from my page and share. How easier can that get? I don't have to go to
Yes.
that page, you know,
Yes.
and I look at it, I say, check this out, you know, and it's been like that for a long time that I've been doing that. So it's not that time consuming. It's not that difficult to help these animals out. You know, if you care, please share. Okay, help save
Yes.
a life, and you see that safe going, you'll say, wow, it is working. You know, it is. Here's proof.
Yes.
And it is, and you'll save more, you know, animals' life. Do you want to hear every year another million get euthanized, all
Oh,
ages? Isn't that sad? I don't want
yes.
to hear that. I want to say, hey, guess what?
No.
You know, and these animal, you know, the animal shelter, hey, give some more, you know, uh, get it out there with the news media or whatever. Because I've
Yes.
seen where they put the animals in that's in shelters on the news, you know, trying to get
Oh, yeah.
adopted. Have
Yes.
you have seen that, right? And
Oh,
in the
yeah.
newspapers, look,
And
there's
that
another
works
one.
really well. Yeah, it works really well to get them on the television and to promote the animals. As I said, share their stories, bring them to the people as well, right? Bring them to the public. I mean, so many of these shelters are out of reach for people. And so I saw, for example, at the Arizona Mall a few years ago, the Arizona Humane Society used to exist in a mall, and they had like amazing adoptions because people would meet the animals face to face.
Right. And then you know, to spread the word. If you hear someone that's looking for, you know, a furry loved one, hey, encourage them to go to that local animal shelter. You know,
Yes,
just
yes,
you could go right there, or you can even go on Facebook and these all these groups. You know,
yes,
and if you're not certain, educate yourself. Just like Sugar Bear, I was looking up information on Alaskan Malamutes, you know, before adopting her, so I educate myself. You know, because she's
yes,
coming into a new home, and she, you know, I want to know as much as I can possible about Alaskan Malamutes, you know, and I learned a lot.
yes.
And
That's
I said,
amazing.
yeah. And I said, look at this. You know, you educate yourself, or you don't go and think, what do I do now? Or how they going to act? You know, if there's any kind of, because when they're in a shelter, they're going to get frustrated. They're going to get anxiety, a high
Yes,
anxiety in there. I mean, if
yes,
you're put in a jail cell and you're going to feel the same, they don't give you that much room. You don't get to go
yes,
outside that much or walks. You know, they are very limited. And then when it comes to the time, okay, well, this one's it has a deadline, and then they go get euthanized. So we have to get that stopped, everyone. We can't not just keep it up. You know, we
yeah,
can all
yeah.
do better. We all can do better out there.
We
You know,
must do
so
better. We must do
that's
better.
right.
We must, yeah, we must be the voices that speak up and put a stop to this tragedy because we're, as you said, we're entering 2026 and so much progress is being made, so that's the good news. But the bad news is that it's still continuing, and as long as people are going online, purchasing pets, not thinking through it, getting them off of these sites, pet stores, which thankfully now so many of them are shutting down. I'm really happy to share that I hear over and over again pet stores are not selling pets. For example, in certain places in California, I know that they work with shelters to promote the animals, so that's great. But it's all about staying committed to adopt from the shelters. And what you said before, Debbie, about, learning as much as you can about the Alaskan Malamute, that's amazing. And by the way, there are so many different breeds of animals in shelters. If
Yes.
you also want a specific dog, like I've heard friends say, oh, I can't adopt from the shelter because I have allergies. I need a specific kind of dog or cat. And I say to them, listen, you can Google rescues that focus primarily on certain breeds of dogs and cats, and they are also working with the shelter community. So we can't discard the rescues because they, for the most part, work get no funding from the government, and they're taking in these poor animals and trying to help them get homes. So that's another avenue that should be available for people to realize that rescues and shelters have all kinds of animals, all kinds of breeds.
Yes, they do. And here's another thing I brought up on, on my cat Victory. He was adopted, okay,
Yep.
back almost 3 years ago. And this is how I found out. I went on to the shelter's website, okay,
Yes.
and I was looking through all the cats and everything because I had just lost one of my cats probably a month before that, Justice. It was so sad.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it'd be best, about a month later, it'd be best to go, help save a life. I know it's painful. You don't get over it that quick. They'll always be in your heart. You got the
Yes.
memories and you'll
Yes.
never forget them. But I found him online, okay?
Okay.
And then I looked at it and I said, there was all kinds. I mean, right on their website, okay?
Okay.
And when I got there, to meet him in person, everything, and I was like, "Oh, check him out." And they said, "Well, he's only got two bottom teeth." And I said, "That doesn't matter, you know."
Oh,
And then they told me a guardian angel came and paid the whole $80 what it was charged, or for
yep.
the adoption. And I was like, check that out. So and he wasn't the only one. These what they call guardian angels come and flip the adoption fee, you know out
Yes.
of their pocket. They don't tell you who they are. But I was like, isn't that amazing? I mean, it's like,
That's
look at
amazing.
this. And sometimes they have these specials where there's adoption are cut in half, so, or
Yes.
special ones for veterans. There's so many ways you can go and check these homeless animals out and give them the TLC and the love they deserve,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
a
And if you
happy
can't,
life. Yep.
yes, yes, yes. So many shelters are offering discounts. There's adoption blitzes that happen. So they work with the community to waive the fees for adoption because we understand, right, that it's expensive to live and to have, an animal. And so they try to help people to be able to adopt these animals. So you can do some research and check online. And by doing that, you're also helping to raise awareness by even just interacting, communicating, getting yourself educated about the particular shelters in your community.
Oh yeah, and what another good thing is that you go looking and everything, and I that day with Sugar Bear had another one picked out, right? And
Yes,
I couldn't you couldn't make your mind up, and you're like, whoa. And so it was something else that day when I did all the paperwork. The other dog Ash, he was there, and he got adopted at the same time. Isn't that something? And I was like, check this out. That was
yes.
wonderful. So I just looked at it and I said, you know what, this is wonderful. I said, to get these animals out of jail and to a home where they're going to be comfortable, at peace, cared for, loved, spend time with them. It means so much to them, and
It
that's what they
does.
all deserve. So we got
Yes.
everyone. We got to do something here, and make it better for them. Because I hate hearing that all these the maximum capacity, and they got waiting lists for them again. I've heard 6 months, and you got to have medical records. I've heard all this,
Yeah.
and then that means more is going to go get euthanized to make more room. So
Yeah.
whatever, go and donate, food for them at the shelters, anything, blankets, pillows, whatever, little toys, get something to keep their mind going. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
sitting there in a cage that has no toys or nothing, that's going to drive you crazy right there and then. It's going to
Absolutely.
affect them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
yeah. So we got to do something. We got to
yeah.
make it better. Let's see 2026 come in better and share. Share this shows because these shows, all my amazing guests, including you, Susanna. I mean, they're all so informative. The awareness, how to take action. Visit their websites, their Facebook pages, X, LinkedIn. They're so, I am so impressed by all of these former guests, that's come on. I mean, you're going back at over 11 and a half years almost, 507 podcasts, many of them,
Wow.
coming on, and I'm going to keep going. I'll
I
go until
know.
my last breath,
Ah,
whenever
I love it.
I,
I love that. I
yep,
love it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, it's so true. Like, we want to just share the love and the awareness, the stories. So, yes, so we want to adopt. If you can't adopt, you can foster, volunteer. What you just said, we want to donate. They need supplies, right? You can
oh
donate
yeah,
toys, blankets, treats. I mean, I know when I was the director at the Humane Society, like, we would be very grateful to receive help from the public, from our local communities, and so by doing that, you are helping. I mean, one act of kindness can change the world. I do really believe that. And so our voices together right now, having this discussion, sharing on our social medias, not just hitting the like button, and also, volunteering our time, right? Our time is what helps these animals. For example, when I was younger, much younger than I am now, I used to go and just groom the cats and try to socialize them. I mean, these cats are in tiny cages in the shelters and they just want to get out. They want to get some love. And by doing that, you're helping. So I'm not saying you have to adopt, you have to foster. Doing something is going to help. And just showing up by making yourself available. All of us have some time to help, right?
that's right. And it
Yeah.
doesn't take that long. It's not, you used to see how much I could do in 1 hour on social media. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I've gotten so fast it makes my head spin. I'll have I'll have like all the, X pulled up on the tab and LinkedIn and Facebook and I love copying and pasting, right? And I bam bam I am so fast. And it's not that difficult. And when you're pressing that share, it's not going to break your fingers or you spring 'em or anything. And so let your fingers do the running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you're a real whiz. That's amazing. Yeah, and what you're doing is you're raising awareness and speaking up for the animals. Really, like, we're giving these animals a voice. We are the warriors that are behind legislation that needs to happen, like we talked about last time, shelter reform. But,
yes,
we, as the people that are the caring voices, we are the ones that can do our parts. And that's why I'm saying these small acts may seem like not a big deal, but literally they can save a life. And that's
that's
why you and I are talking about this and reminding people. I read in the comments, the animals, they're not, shouldn't be gifted during the holidays, right?
right. Yep.
Like Mama
No
Cat
way.
said, get a certificate from the shelter, do something that's meaningful. That's what they need instead of just gifting, right? Because they're not gifts, they're not objects, they're not presents to be given. And that's part
No,
of the debacle of these shelters, right? So people go in, they get excited, they adopt an animal. They don't realize this is for the rest of the animal's life and it's a responsibility. But in return, they can give you so much love, so much affection. And that's why we want to speak up for these shelter animals.
that's right. We're
And
their only hope,
we're
everyone.
the
We are
only
their
hope.
only hope,
Yeah,
and that's
we
it.
are.
and give them hope to carry on with better lives and futures while they're here live on this earth.
Yeah.
Because we look at them, we say, hey, and look how the bond between them. I mean, between human and animals, and it's like,
Oh,
I mean, if you open your heart to them, I mean, it's so beautiful and so inspiring and uplifting. Talking to them, and because in this household there's two cats and Sugar Bear, and Liberty, she was a living on the streets, and one of my friends,
oh wow.
yeah, she was living on the streets, and she was afraid she was going to get hit by a car or wildlife, and her daughter is allergic to cats, so, and they have a pit bull, but it was a good thing because, I mean, with the pit bull and Liberty were good friends, hanging out on the
Oh,
driveway. So when she left, came in here, he missed her. He was looking for her, so but made her. I mean, she was just a kitten. Can you imagine how she was living out there? I know my friend was feeding and water and all that, but it's a tough life for them. If you
yeah.
with all kind of different weather conditions, it gets hot or down here in Florida, the humidity, and then if you
Yes.
got these bad storms coming or hurricanes on the way, look at how they got to live. And so,
Yeah.
and in these, they're safe in the shelters, but that's still gel form. It's no life form.
No.
They deserve a better life, and it's up to
Yes.
us to do it. So,
Yes.
everyone get out there. Whether you've got to contact your social media, anybody on the news or newspapers, magazines, Facebook pages, let them know what's going on with these animals and getting euthanized at an astronomical amount per day. And,
Yeah.
we know the inflation's high, everything's went up and everything from every angle. Even the vets are higher, the food's higher, the surgeries are higher, but there's something's got to give. Something's got to
Yes.
give because
Yes.
right now there's no oversight. So you put a price tag on it and it flies. And
Yes.
that's not
Yes.
right. And
No. No.
it's an infested greed disease that's spreading through the world. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. It
faster
is.
than it's spreading faster than COVID. And I see so much price gouging going on. It's sickening.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's no oversight, no limitations, no rules. Hey, put a price tag on it, bam, it flies. You
That's
know,
right. That's
and
right.
it's wrong. It is so wrong because we're
Yeah.
all on this earth temporarily. We can't take the money with us when we die. So I've never heard of that. Knocking on the and knocking on the the tombstones. Hey, I got you some more money or the base. That's not going to happen. Okay, it's not going to happen. And there's too many of them out there that greed bullies. That's all they think about is
Yes.
me, M, me and money. That's it. They don't
That's
care
right.
about people. They don't care about animals, nothing but themselves. Who needs to make billions of dollars a year or millions? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
Exactly.
whoa. There's got to be some limitations here. Because
Yes.
that's being greedy. There's no need for greed out there. No
No.
need for greed,
That's
and
right.
it's
That's right.
terrible. Yeah, and I seen all this stuff happening and all this price gouging going on, and they're getting by with it. And it's like it's accepted and allowed, okay?
Really.
And that's
Wow.
not right. Hey, come down. You think about, hey, there's homeless people out there, poor, middle class, rich, super rich. Let's think about the ones that really need it. Kindness rocks all the way. Help however you can help. If you got a lot of money out there, don't be a greed bully. Just do what you can and help out because this money thing, it is out of control. I mean, it's sweeping the
Yes.
world in it, and it's
I know.
terrible.
It
And
is. It
that's the
is. And
sad
it's
part.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is. And the thing is that the animals pay the price, right?
Yes,
Because
they do.
the animals are the vulnerable, voiceless creatures that rely on humans. And, until effective animal shelter reform legislation is passed in the US to really move the laws forward to ban killing, the euthanasia of healthy adoptable animals. This unfortunately will continue unless we empty the shelters, right? So that's what you're saying, is that these, reforms need to happen through us, through the public, and then pressuring our governments. Otherwise, this fascination with money and greed will continue, and then the animals that are in the shelters are just overlooked. So, one way is to push our governments, write our counselors, and stand up for positive shelter reform. I've seen that happen, and that's another way we can try to prevent euthanasia of healthy adoptable animals, where we say no, we're not going to put up with this anymore, and we want change.
That's right. Enough is enough. And it's so
Yes.
important to make them calls to your, state representatives because they represent us, so
Yes.
let them know. There is another, besides the newspapers and the news and, on the social media, Facebook pages, let them know what's going on. And they'll look, I think they'll be interested in listening to you. Okay.
I think so
They're,
too. I think so
oh,
too. Yeah,
yeah.
I think they are. They
Yep.
are interested. Yeah. So many people do love, dogs and cats, and want to help. And so, yeah, that is another way, another avenue to change the laws and these policies in these shelters.
Yep, and to make it safer, a total reform,
Yes,
and in
reform,
Spain,
reform.
I look at it, and if people was spaying neuter their pets and adopt, don't shop, hey,
Yes.
we're going to get somewhere.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
don't
we
ignore
are.
it, and we'll see a positive, right direction in that angle. So
Absolutely.
and I said because I can't say, oh no, we should give up. It's done. It's over with. It's
No,
going to be happening every year. No, we got to be a part of the solutions, not the ongoing problems out there. We
that's right.
got to speak up. We have to take action. Don't be all talk and no action. That's not going to get us nowhere. Okay, you have to be all action. Let's talk and do it and
Yes,
see results.
that's
That's what
right.
the main thing. You want to see
That's right. Yeah,
positive changes. You want to see victories are coming through. You want to you let your goals be good. I'm not on this podcast saying, "Oh, I think I'm spinning my wheels." No, I'm not. When I
no.
see a victory come through, I can't take credit, okay? But when you're involved, it's a human chain reaction to take action. So,
Yes,
hey,
yes,
there you go. And then I see the victories come through. It's like, yes, this is great. Even when I
yes,
wasn't involved in them, this is great. Share it. Let them people know. Here is proof that
yes.
when we come together and we the people, okay, well, and we take that action, we're going to see positive results. Make your voices be heard out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean your
Never be silent.
politicians, yeah, your politicians, when you're going to vote, it's helpful to find out what their policies are on animal welfare. Do they have any interest in shelter reform? You'd be surprised at how many of them do or don't. And I mean that can also sway your decision, because the ones in power have the ability to make these changes, and then
That's right.
that's on the right, on the government, the politician side, and then the shelters themselves. So I mean there are still high kill shelters, but the good news is that it is dropping and the rates are getting better, and I'm really happy to see that. And no kill now is becoming more of the norm across the US. So there's still too many dying, still too much happening that's very heartbreaking, but I also want to uplift us and share this news, because when I started out in advocacy like 30 years ago, I remember the term no kill kind of being loosely uh pushed around, and now I mean so many shelters have applied those policies, and so that's the good news, and we as the communities and the public can promote that and say, hey, you know what, no kill needs to be the standard. Every adoptable animal that's healthy should not be killed and should be
Exactly.
saved,
Yep.
right? And so that's happening, so that's good. From the Best Friends Animal Society, I know that they had this no kill mandate, and that's being moved forward, so that's really great. And if 1 in 17 families adopted instead of buying their next furry friend, then we can actually overcome that no kill gap by creating more space and having this stigma of shelters and this crisis become more balanced. Because, like you said, since the pandemic, things got out of control. So during the pandemic, so many people took in animals, and they didn't socialize them, right? Of course, how could they? We had to wear masks, we had to stay away. But then what happened was, well, as soon as things opened up, the shelters got flooded because people started going back to work. They started traveling, and that's what we're dealing with now. Just so people can understand, I believe and I'm hopeful, Debbie, that this will become less of an issue as things normalize, but it's up to us to keep this going and just to make these animals stories heard, and just to promote, share, and speak up for them. It's really important.
That's right. Share, share, share for the mama bear. Okay. Deb
I
is, Deb is
love that.
on the Deb is on the web. Okay.
Deb is on
Lock
the
it
web.
on the web.
Ooh, that's a good one. You can have that as your tagline. Deb is on the web. Yeah, you're very savvy. I was like having trouble keeping up with you today. You're like sharing. Yeah, you're like posting to LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm like, I need to get some tips from Debbie. I need some tech support from Debbie.
I told you I go fast. I pull
I
them
know
tabs
you
up,
do.
and I got this big tablet with ones I tag on X and also on
Yeah,
yeah, Facebook, and I got it all right there. So I bet my fingers go and tag them all, and then because they're not all on Facebook at the same time in days. So I
yeah,
get notifications that over the weekend, especially on X, that they're still sharing the show, and I'm so glad it's archived. So
that's
and they
great.
know that. But I mean, Big Pages fans of animal rights, they've been a big supporter for me on Facebook a long time. I think it's like 375,000 likes, and
Wow.
they're always there. I send it right to their messenger, bam, shared,
Yeah.
no problems. And I share stuff of theirs too, so it's
Yes.
teamwork all the way.
Yeah, it
So,
is. It is. It's
yep.
teamwork. Exactly. Teamwork, right? We are in this together. It's a village. It's all of us. Each one of us here tonight represents these animals and this cause. And I'm just so grateful to be here. Like I said, I was giddy with excitement all day because I feel energized. I don't feel alone. And we can be a community in each of our, places of residence in our communities to share these stories of the animals and the cause. By doing this, we are actually making a difference. I really
Yes,
believe
we
we are.
are. I
Yes,
do believe that because if
yes.
we wasn't doing what we're doing, and a big shout out to all these animal advocates and animal
Oh,
rights
yeah.
activists,
Yes.
all of you, okay, everything you do. I mean, you're out there, you're helping the animals, you're being their voice. We are being their voice, and we got to
We.
take that action.
That's
All of
right.
us. We, okay, and
Yes.
to work together and be strong together. And all the super team that I am dealing with, we are. I mean, I can't thank them all enough. And Michelle entered the chat room. Hi, Michelle, and she's another one. She's an admin on several of the groups I have, and
Oh,
she's a
nice.
great team player. I mean,
Great.
and so is Mama Cat. Look at this. I mean,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all in there.
That's great.
So
Yes.
and I appreciate them all so much because it inspires me to keep going because I'm not giving up. It
I
always
know.
said, stand up for what you believe in, even if it's standing alone. Okay,
That's right.
and
That's right.
and so sooner or later somebody's going to listen. So never give up. Okay, don't ever say,
That's right.
I've heard different excuses. Oh, they're not going to do nothing. Nothing's going to change. Well, you don't know that unless you
No, no,
try.
no. No, I don't
Okay.
believe that at all. And
Yep. I don't
I
either.
see progress. Yeah, I see progress. I'm in the loop with the animal shelters and the stories, and I'm just so happy to share that the no kill is becoming more of the norm. and that more and more shelters across the US are saving animals. And like we said, it takes a village. So it's not just the shelters themselves, they have to work with the communities, with each and every one of us. So if each and every one of us approach our own shelters, the rescues in the communities, we are helping, even just by, like you said, sharing. It may seem so simple, but it's so important because they rely on that. So many of them are not government funded. They rely on donations, on people helping, and that's how they keep going with these animals to find them the forever homes.
That's right, and they're doing every effort to do it, and when there's
Yes,
more participation and dedication to it, hey, we're
yes,
getting somewhere, okay?
we are.
Because
Yeah, we
we
are.
are
We are.
not spinning our wheels, and we're not giving up because we are relentless here, optimistic and
Absolutely.
proactive, and that's the way you got to stay. If you need a break, take a break, come back
Oh,
stronger.
yeah. That's right.
Because
That's
I
right.
know
That's
I
right.
need breaks. But so, and I come
Yeah,
back and I'm stronger. So, because
good.
like I'll be off this podcast from after what December 5th to January 8th, and taking a break from the podcast, for Christmas, getting ready for the New Year and New
Yeah,
Year's and all the holidays, and I'm like, so I'm going to still be advocating online, through social media. I'm not giving that up. It's just a break from the podcast. I do it every year, to get
good.
prepared for the new year and everything. And next year, the guests are lining up, and that's a huge plus for the animals. So this platform right here is really, I thought Blog Talk was great. This is even better than Blog Talk. Thank you, Podbean podcast app. I I have to give them another great feedback.
Yeah,
So yep, and we have to keep trying. But you want to give the listeners your website, and I'll be taking some calls if you're ready for calls. Your
sure.
website and how to get to your book, and
Oh, sure.
also
Thanks,
on your
Libby.
Facebook page. Of course, I'm here.
Sure.
You have been on podcasts, other podcasts too, and I wanted to mention that. So
Yeah.
thanks for doing that. I mean, it's amazing what you do. For
Oh, thank you.
wow. I mean, I'm so impressed. But anyway, go ahead and tell the listeners out there that's listening from the web,
Sure. Yeah.
and out there on all the X and LinkedIn, because the promos you can press that link that I share the promo and listen to it right from there, and then
Oh,
go
that's
right to
good.
the website. Yeah. So once I get it downloaded and
Send it to me.
published, then it'll have all the links in there. So I add them
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. But go right
Okay,
ahead.
that's great. Yeah, so it's SuzannaGartner.com. That's my website, and I have most active actually on Instagram. So it's Susanna Gartner, and then my Facebook. I have a new page that I've just launched. Again, Susanna Gartner. You can find me there. Feel free to reach out to me, whichever platform you're comfortable with. LinkedIn is another one that I like to use regularly, and my book is called A Voice for Animals. So I'm currently on a book tour across Canada at the moment, and I'll be coming to the States as well. And my book is for animal lovers. I'm just putting it down here in the chat room, and it's a book with heartwarming stories, which I like to talk about rescue stories because I love to give a name and a story to each and every one of these animals and hopeful messages, as well as a resource guide at the end with helpful organizations such as Best Friends, shelters, humane societies, and ways that people can support and get involved. So that's something that I wrote from the bottom of my heart, and I like to write blogs, and I love to hear from people that care about animals and issues. And I like to share information on positive changes in laws that are happening because they are. And so people need to feel uplifted. It can be overwhelming. And so that's why I try to share as many positive laws as I can for
Oh
the
yeah, that's
animals.
awesome.
Yeah.
You are such an inspiration to humans and animals. You know that?
Oh, thank you
I
so
mean,
much.
from
Thank you so
every
much.
angle, it's so
Well, it's just my
impressive.
Well, it's just my passion, and just to share
Yep.
again, because I'm into stories, I love to share uplifting stories. So on my book tour now, what I've been doing is partnering with local humane societies to try to get some adoptable cats and dogs, their stories, or in the bookstores, they've been really nice and kind and allowing dogs to come in. And at my last book signing, I had a dog. Her name is Ginger. She's a poodle mix who lost her human guardian to cancer. So her human mom passed away and she ended up in the shelter. And the rescue brought her over so I can promote her. And I just fell in love with her. And so many people were coming by asking about her. She was greeting them like she knew she was supposed to help me sell books. And she has spent a year and 8 months in the shelter, and it just broke
Mm.
my heart. Yeah, it broke my heart. And she wore an Adopt Me vest, and we had a great time. People were approaching her, but no one called afterwards. And so my husband and I decided to adopt her. So we're gonna
Oh.
go pick her up next week. So there you go.
Oh,
Sometimes these
yes.
animals, yeah. So I just want to share that because it's I feel that these animals find us sometimes. My mom is going through a health problem right now, and it's amazing how it happens, and how they're just so resilient and loving. Like, she was just bonding with me, and she forgot about the fact that she's just sitting in a shelter, right? And that's why I'm saying these stories can be helpful, I think, for us to really um learn that these animals are forgiving. They're looking for love, love, love. That's all they really want, don't
Yes.
they?
Yes. Yes. And to come into your home and be happy. If
Yes.
you and enjoy time, the time being with them. They love that. They don't want to be sitting looking out a cage all day and all night and only get out for walks every so often and don't have the toys and everything in there.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's
And
sad. It's sad.
so I know this uplifting story you tell me. Hey, walking into a TLC home next week, and thank you for
Yeah.
doing that.
Isn't that That's right.
Y-
That's right. I'm so
Yes,
excited. But I'm also doing my homework. So another thing I want to share is that so many of us, we fall in love, we want to adopt an animal, but we got to do our research. So I've got a cat here, I've got another dog, and I have to make sure that they can all integrate and they can get to know each other, because like us, they're living beings, they have different personalities. And this dog Ginger has been in the shelter for almost 2 years now, so I have to keep that
mm,
in mind. So I always encourage people, and I like to write about this on my blogs, is to educate yourselves, to learn as much as you can. We're so lucky we live on this in this digital world with so much information, almost too much, right? Overload. But at the same time, we can watch YouTube videos. How do you bring a dog into a new home? How do you bring a cat in from the shelter? Like, we have the power to educate ourselves so that we don't end up bringing back these animals into the shelters. We have to be very responsible. And I talk about that in my book.
that's good. And
Yeah.
just the photo on the cover of it, it looks so good. I mean, it's so
Oh, thank
pretty
you.
and the scenery. And I looked at it, I was like, check this out. And she's out there coming in from every angle, and
I'm
trying to help
trying.
them every angle. And you got to be a busy animal advocate out there, and I'd look over, myself, and I said, yeah, I'm busy too, so I can't say nothing.
We're busy
you know,
too. Yeah.
and I mean, I take, the personal time and breaks and all that stuff, but
Oh, yeah, it's so
once I
important.
focus, I am very busy,
I'm
so
so glad you brought that up, actually. By you telling me that, I feel better, and I'm sure your listeners would feel better, because that is important. We must take breaks. It's heartwarming and it's emotional, but it can be difficult to always be standing up and speaking. And so it's important for us to also take breaks and to come back stronger, like you said. I love that. I'm going to do that this year.
yes, do that because it does. I do get
I will.
stronger, and I come back and I say, "Hey, I'm gonna go get it," because I'm not giving up. Because if we give up, we automatically lose, and we don't want
That's
that.
right.
And then the animals got to pay more of the price. So,
That's right.
have a good attitude and work together. Teamwork means so much. Teamwork rocks
Yes.
and teamwork wins. Okay.
Absolutely, it's
If
team. It
you have
takes
a,
it takes a team,
yep,
and each one of us has different ways we can contribute, different talents. Like you're a whiz with the technology, right? So I may not be as much of a whiz with that. I like writing, for example. You may or may not, but I'm just saying each one of us can contribute in a
yep,
different way, and that really builds a village of strength and voices for the animals that really need us to speak up for them because they can't speak for themselves. They're helpless and they are like children. They're like furry children that deserve to be loved and taken out of that jail system. I hope one day we look back at this idea of locking up these animals in jails and look at it as a tragedy, a historical tragedy that we used to do that. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen one day for my kids and my grandkids.
oh yeah, because generations is coming up.
That's right.
And they got to be trained too because we're not going to be on this earth forever. So they,
Nope.
generation after generation, we got to teach them
Yes.
also. Get their
Yes.
attention.
That's
And
right.
because when you teach them young, to treat animals with dignity and respect, they go move forward in their adulthood doing the same.
That's right.
So
That's right.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so
So as
don't, you don't give up. Don't give
No,
up
no, don't
because
give up.
that's the
Yeah, and I
worst.
love that. Yes,
Yep.
educate the young. So as an example, what I've done now is I started to, I've trained my dog Oakley, so he's a rescue shepherd mix. And what I did was I trained him as a service dog so that I can go into schools. And I took him on one of my book tour signing events, and people were asking about him. And what I was trying to do was just to share with younger people that shelter animals are lovely, that they are well behaved, that they are not what some people think they are. And I think that by doing that, educating the younger people, that's how we're going to change the world. Because they can then say, you know what, we're not going to put up with this. We're not going to allow healthy adoptable animals to lose their lives. It's just not acceptable. It can't be socially acceptable. We have to help
No.
homeless animals in shelter to find homes. And I think that is happening slowly. It's happening because I hear it from the younger generations.
Oh yeah, and what I like to see in the schools, elementary, junior high, high school, more education on animals. Hey, take them on field trips to these shelters, and have them bond with these animals to see how they're living.
Yes.
And they'll get the word out, and they'll say, "Oh, I don't like seeing that dog in the shelter or the cat in
Oh,
there,"
that's
and
right.
and then maybe they'll talk their parents into getting one. I mean, a pet in the house, and treat an animal with dignity and respect, not smacking them or pulling their tail or trying to wrestle them. No, that's not right. But to train them right and bring them up right and dignity and respect towards them.
That's
I've
right.
seen videos or picture photos where children were reading books to the animals in shelters. I thought that was so
Oh, yeah.
heartwarming.
Oh,
You
I
see
love
that?
that. Yes, yes, I've seen
Yes.
that. I've heard of
I
that.
hope.
So there are, yes, and actually one of the shelters in my community, I heard about that where they were bringing in children to sit beside the cages, and they were reading out loud as volunteers to calm and to socialize the animals. And the programs are so helpful because they help, like you said, educate the children to improve their reading skills and also learn empathy. We really want to teach the young empathy. We have the power. Our children, our grandchildren, the children are the future. Like you said, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time, but not a long time.
Right.
And so we gotta be the change that needs to happen. And so bringing children in to volunteer through these reading programs is really helpful. And people can do that by contacting their local shelter. They can introduce programs like reading buddies, which are
Yes.
yeah, reading programs that I'm aware of. And some of the programs may require an adult to accompany them, and that's okay. But the goal is to create an atmosphere that's calm, helps the animals to relax, and the children to learn about shelter animals, which is really, really good.
Yes, education right there, bringing them, let them, because, there's parents out there, they do have pets with their children, and then there's ones that not, so they're not really familiar being with animals. So
That's
this
right.
educates them, into for the positive, not the negative,
Yes.
the positive, and that's
Yes.
what we're looking for,
That's
so. But Susanna, you want to take some calls? And
right. Sure.
and Barb's is in the house. She calls me Debs. I love it. And Barb's, hi Barb's, welcome to the chat room again. Thanks for tuning in, and all you new listeners that came in the chat room, thank you for joining us. And follow me on the Podbean podcast app, Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and spread the word, or even go to the one on the web and follow me. Hey, the more listeners out there and the more supporters, followers, the better. Keep liking this show. Follow me in this, keep liking the show. Share it from this is very high tech, modern age technology here. Share it from the chat room. Isn't that
Yeah.
wonderful? I love it. And then you can always go back and listen to any of the shows on demand episodes on the app, Podbean Podcast app, or Podbean Podcast web. And you sign in, and it's all in there. Got information. Press it, listen to it 24/7. Listen to it worldwide. And share it. Get it out there. Share, share, share for the mama bear. How's that? Yep.
I love it.
Yep. Yep. So we gotta, all of us together, we can make a difference. We gotta at least try.
We are making a
Don't.
difference.
Yes, we
You are making
are.
a difference. You are making a difference, Debbie. I am so inspired by you, by the listeners. I feel energized, and I love being a guest on your show, and I love what you're doing. I mean, it is an informative show. See, like Barbara, I'm reading the comments here. It is because
Thanks, Barb.
we're giving each other ideas too. We're giving ideas. We're sharing a support network here on how we can help continue to speak up for these animals. And what's more beautiful than that?
I know. I mean, how right there is so inspiring for all of us.
For all
You're
of us.
doing something. You're being a positive impact in this world.
Yes,
Help make positive changes.
that's
For
right.
better lives and futures. How can you go wrong? We can't just keep letting it happen. We want to
That's
see a massively decrease. We want to see reports, news reports. Hey, the animals in shelters being euthanized has massively decreased in America,
yes,
that or in the world. Wouldn't that be a victory?
yes,
Wow, I love it.
yes. And that's
Yep,
going to
but
happen with us
oh
standing
yeah,
up and speaking up and helping these animals. It will happen. And it is happening. Slowly, it is happening because no kill now is becoming more of the standard, which means that we're standing up to say, no, we are not going to be allowing healthy, adoptable animals to lose their lives because of irresponsible humans that dump them at the shelters. The shelters are capacity because these humans just bring them in, they don't want to take responsibility, and it's time for us to say that's not acceptable. You have to try to keep your animals with you, not dump them in the shelters. That's another thing, but I guess it's for another topic we can
oh
talk
yeah.
about.
We will bring that up in 2026. We've already got it planned
Sounds
out.
good. All right.
Okay, okay, so you ready for some calls there,
Oh, sure.
Susanna? Okay,
I
if
am.
anybody, excuse me, would like to ask Susanna Gartner any comments or questions, push the in the right hand corner of your phone or laptop, iPad, tablet, and just alert me you want to come on air. Just press the phone icon or the mic icon, and you're more than welcome to come on board. Okay, just try to refrain from any noises in the background, TVs, radios, conversations, and you're more than welcome to come on board. So glad to see everybody here again this evening. That keeps me inspired to keep going. Doing to keep this
Good.
podcast up once a week. But go right
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah. Who wants to speak? Aloha, you want to come on air? I'm gonna bring Mama Cat in a minute because I know she's out there roaming around somewhere.
Hello,
She's a
Debbie.
former guest. Hey, oh,
Oh,
wait a minute, you're
hello.
echoing.
Hold on.
Hello.
I have to put my headphones in. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hold, Okay, there you go. There it went. It was echoing.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you hear
Oh,
me, Aloha?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, thanks for joining us again. Thank you.
And
Love your
hello,
support.
Suzana. Thanks for taking my call.
Hi. Hi, Aloha.
Hi. Yes, and Harry is a rescue dog, though. So I'll make my statement short, though. But Harry's a rescue dog.
Oh, wait a minute, you're echoing again.
Uh,
I don't know what's going on. Are
okay.
you on speakerphone?
My headset is unplugged. Hold on.
I knew something was wrong.
Hold on. I need to fix it. Yes.
There you go.
Then while I'm fixing.
Okay.
Oh,
Are you?
hello.
Yeah. Are you on your phone?
I'm on my laptop.
Okay. It went away. Go ahead. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Take your
Well,
time,
hello.
like Susanna said.
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah. Can
Hi.
you hear me? Go
I can
ahead.
hear you. Okay. 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 Just wondering if you could hear
Yeah,
me.
sounds good.
All right. Yes, but Suzanne, thank you so much for speaking up for the voiceless. And my dog Harry's a rescue dog.
Oh.
Yeah, and everything I mentioned in the chat, though, it's prior to rescuing Harry. But question: when is your book going to be released?
Oh, yeah. So thank you, first of all, for rescuing Harry. That's
Mhm.
so beautiful that you did that. And that's what my
Thank
whole
you.
message is about. My book is released already, and
Oh,
you can
okay.
find it on Amazon. It's called A Voice for Animals.
Voice
Oh, wait a minute. I'm picking up some sound somewhere. Hold on. Excuse me. I don't mean to interrupt you. Is that you, Aloha?
Yes.
It is because it's coming in as you're talking and it's echoing your voice.
Oh,
Oh, you live
Oh,
near the mountains. Yeah. Let's see.
yeah.
Yeah, it's echoing right when you're talking. Okay, but there it went away for now. Till further notice.
Okay. Oh, okay. Is this
Okay.
better?
Yes. What'd you
yeah.
do?
Okay. I put my headset in.
Okay, good. It works
Okay.
now.
Yes. I was listening with my headset unplugged.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, and I actually was worried that I didn't have a headset. Before the podcast started, it said you need a
Oh.
headset, and I panicked. So,
Oh.
yeah, so I
Oh,
was
I
like, "Oh
see.
my gosh." So I
Oh.
was really worried, but yeah, so that's cool that you live near the mountains there. I'm just writing down. So my book is called A Voice for Animals, the social movement that provides dignity and compassion for animals. It's available on Amazon. You can just check on my website if you want, SuzannaGartner.com, or message me on any social media. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for asking
Oh,
about it. It
and
took me 6 years
question.
to write.
What did you say? What was your last sentence?
It took me 6 years to write the book. It was a
Wow.
journey itself, because I
Mm-hmm.
had started out just writing about, my dog when he passed away, my dog Charlie. I started writing as a
Oh.
grieving process. You know how much you love your animals, and I didn't know how to
Yes.
process that. And then I started an animal rights practice, so worked as a lawyer and started learning about all these issues surrounding animals and ways we can help them. So like I said, I try to make it uplifting, inspiring, but I also talk about like what we need to talk about, like what Debbie has brought up, the animal shelter crisis and how we can help them. And so I have this resource guide in the back, which I think is helpful for us animal advocates to be able to be helpful and educate ourselves.
Hmm.
Education is the answer right there.
I'm in
Helps
the
us
midst
Yes,
all
of
it's
out.
doing that
empowering.
myself.
Yep.
It's empowering, right?
Mm,
So the more
yes.
we know, the more we can then empower ourselves and the animals that we're speaking up for. So that's what I like to do. I like to just try to learn as much as I can about animal issues and then share them.
Oh, and
That's right.
how was Charlie?
Charlie was he was 15 and a half, so he lived a long
Oh,
life.
I've noticed that dogs are living longer beyond 10 years.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. You're right.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes, that's true. What kind of dog is
Mhm.
Harry?
He's an English bulldog.
Okay. And how old is he?
Yes. He's going to be 10 next February.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's lovely. Well, thank you for rescuing him.
And I hope
That's
he lives to age 15.
I hope so too. I hope so too. And that's wonderful that you live near the mountains. Where are you?
I'm in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Oh, wow. I heard it's so beautiful
Yeah.
there.
That's why I moved out here from the big city to be closer to nature.
Oh, you're living my life that I want to live. That's wonderful. Enjoy
Yes.
it.
Thank you.
The fresh air, right? The country.
Yes. I've
Yeah, that's
always wanted to be closer to nature as a
oh,
child.
oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Mm,
Well, it sounds like you're already doing the right thing, by
mhm.
supporting Debbie and being here and rescuing a dog. You're already one of
Yes.
the animal advocates.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Debbie's a warrior.
Oh, yeah, she's a warrior.
Yes.
She is Mama Bear.
Yes. She beats her chest on air.
Yeah, yeah, it's not easy, Debbie, to host this show every week. I really, you inspire me. It's amazing. I would even tune in if I can be honest with all of you guys. I go to bed at 8 o'clock, so I stay up for this. Otherwise, because I'm up so early. Otherwise, I join every Thursday if I could. I stay up to participate. But I mean, yeah, you're a warrior, Debbie. That's for sure. Got to keep this going. It's so inspiring, uplifting, and making it a real big difference for animals by having this available to the
I
public.
I do my best, 11, almost 11 and a half years next month.
Wow!
507 shows.
Congratulations! Woo!
I
That's
did,
amazing.
woohoo! Time has flown.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep, it sure has. But I'm going to be closing down, ladies, in here
Okay.
in a few. Is there any
Thank,
more calls?
thank you for taking
And
my call, Debbie. I'll give others a chance.
anytime, and thanks for all your support and everything, and ongoing support. It keeps me going. It uplifts me, So, and welcome to the chat room, the joy of the Lord. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. And the other ones that have listening in, welcome to the live chat room on Podbean podcast app. This is phenomenal. Yeah, and follow me on this podcast if you would, on either from Google Play or the App Store, and download free. And then follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and you'll get alerted every time there's a new episode coming up. Just click to join on your phone or your laptop, tablet, iPad, and then also when I get the episode published, you'll also be alerted on a notification. I think it's neat. I think
Yes,
this thing is it's modern technology at its best. And
it
I'm
is.
going to be on here for a long time. I was on Blog Talk Radio for 10 and a half years. Can you believe that?
I can believe that.
Yes, but
Crazy.
they didn't have an app, or they just
Yeah.
had the web, but it didn't get, forwarded all these other platforms and all this other, and it's just such, it was, I was knocked down when I found out they was closing up. I got sad. I said, I can't
Wow.
give up Voices Carry for Animals. I can't shut it down. So I had to get it in high gear. So that,
Yes.
I said, I'll not give it up. And it's going great so far.
It's
But
amazing. Amazing. Yeah,
yep.
just so uplifting and just wonderful. How do I like? I see everybody liking. How do I like your show on this in this chat? I
Can
want to like.
somebody tell her, because my on the chat room is different from yours, because
Oh, okay.
I'm not I don't know if it's in the lower right hand corner.
If someone can
Can
just send me
somebody tell
instructions on
her?
it.
Yeah, could somebody in the chat room show them how to press the like in there? I should
There's a
learn
little
that because I
That's
don't even
okay.
know how to press it. There's no spot for me to press it. I don't think I can like my own show because
there's
if I could,
Debbie.
this thing has really been going off. Okay, hey,
Debbie.
is that Mama Cat?
Nope.
Oh, where's Buford at this evening? I didn't see him.
He's
AKA the photo
hiding.
bomber.
He's
You're
hiding.
hiding him?
I
Why?
put up the tornado for you this time instead. Debbie's the tornado. Hey,
you,
Susanna, there
you,
is a heart at the bottom right hand corner of the chat. Little
Okay.
red heart. You tap that. That's the like button.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool.
There you go.
how come I
There,
don't have
I'm following
one?
you now. Okay,
Because
nice.
That's
you
not
are the
fair.
show. You're the show. You can't like your own show.
I'm
Great.
like my old post on other social media.
I do
you
that
know.
too. My daughter told me you're not allowed to do that. I told her, well, watch this. Click. Yep, I am allowed.
Hey, there he is. There's Buford. I found him. You see him? He loves selfies. That's Buford in the chat room.
He's the
Our
photo
buddy
bomber.
BFF. He loves taking selfies. But go ahead, Bobby Cat. She's a former guest too, Susanna. She's been on the show many times
Oh, I would
and
love to hear
always
her.
welcome back. And she
Yes.
comes in almost every week. Don't you come in every week? Don't you, Bobby Cat? I love it.
Uh,
Yep.
I don't
And she,
miss it. From the
yep.
hospital, from the emergency room, I'm
wow.
always in.
She does. She has 9 lives or something because she calls in from recovery and ICU. I mean, she's too much. She is too much. And one time she was getting tests done and had called in from there, images department.
Wow.
You are amazing.
Hey, that's how you get the word out. They're like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm listening to Voices Carry for Animals on Podbean. Well, what is that? And then I got to tell them. And I even told
you.
the doctor once, wait a minute, I'm live on air. He goes, well, I got to tell you something about your discharge. I was like, just 1 minute, wait.
I bet that was
Looked
too
at me like,
funny.
okay.
Well, I love that we're laughing now. This is so, see again, so uplifting, so good, so good for us, these connections and this connection to the animals. Just it feels so good. Thank you so much.
Well, I
Hey,
wanted to say thank you to you, Susanna. Your hard work and your book is amazing.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
I'd like a autographed copy of it someday. Maybe I'll get to
Sure.
bring mine and have you sign it for me.
I'd love to. Where are you? If I'm on a book tour, I'll make sure to let you know.
I'm in Colorado.
Oh, cool. I want to go there. Yeah, I'll let you know if I'm
Okay,
coming to Colorado for sure.
it's cold here tonight. We might get snow.
Oh, wow.
what? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Well,
That's
it's been
that's.
sprinkling. It's been sprinkling all day, and now the temperature's dropping. So I'm just gonna assume we're gonna get some.
that's Snow Woman and her husband Snowman. Hey,
Well,
and,
I'm ready for it. I got all the cat houses sterilized and fresh straw put in everybody's houses. We went and did 80 some houses over the weekend for all the cats in town that I'm aware of. And so
Wow.
we cleaned them all up and put fresh straw, and we had to fix up a couple of them. They fall apart after a while.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I do on the weekends is go fix up the houses and stuff. Uh, so it can snow, they'll be fine. We've got them all, taken care of. So
That's beautiful that you do
isn't that
that.
beautiful? She's got such a big heart. I mean,
Yeah, that's a big
making sure
heart.
they're warm and everything. Cause it gets cold in Colorado. I mean,
Yes.
freezing cold and
yeah,
snow and everything. And
the
guess what, Mama
snow.
Cat?
What?
Yeah, yeah. And guess what? And you
What?
talk about snow and everything, and I'm going live on air on the patio.
Uh,
I don't.
Oh,
Ah.
look
well, lucky you.
I think it's 37 here. If I
37.
Yeah, if I sat out on the patio, I'd have to have my parka, insulated underwear, snow pants, my boots. The neighbors already think I'm crazy, so you know.
You could go build some snowmen and snow women and all that, igloos.
Hey, last year we had snow cats and snow dogs out there.
Oh, that's neat. But yeah,
We
that's
made
old,
little kitty
awesome.
igloos. We made kitty igloos for the cats in the yard. And it was funny. They were going in and out of them. I didn't think they would really, but they did.
Wow.
Hey, Barb said it's just freezing in Connecticut. Don't rub it in. Hey, Barb, son, I'll have to send you some beach pictures.
That'll warm her up.
I know. How about some sun? Yep. Oh my goodness, this is great. Hey, is George listening in? Your husband?
He is. He's out in the garage
Hi.
working on the
Uh,
dirt bike.
okay, tell him hello. Give him a big shout out, and thanks
He's
for
got the
tuning
radio
in.
on out there. He hears you.
Yeah. Hi, George.
The
Glad you're
kids
tuning
both
in.
the kids both told me to say hi to you.
Oh, and tell them hello too, Allie and Skylar. They're awesome. They were guests on my show one time with the Mama Cat. They were 10. What was it? 12 and 8 was it?
Oh,
Or
wow.
I think it was 8 and 10 they were.
yeah, it was 8 and 10, like 5 years ago.
Yep.
And he was taking calls and everything. It was amazing. And Allie did good too. Helping her out, teaching them when they're young.
He was so
Yes.
So
proud of
When
himself
they're young.
over that show. He
That's so
told everybody I was on the radio. I answered questions and everything.
that was great though. I mean, all these former guests and callers made it Voices Care for Animals podcast a total success. I can't thank all you enough. We're going to keep going.
Yes.
So
Got to keep going. And this isn't going to
yep.
get any better if we don't.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah, that's
That's
If
right.
right.
we
Voice.
shut up, then there's nobody out there to do it. So we got to do it.
That's right.
Yep. Hey, in order to see change, we got to take action. No questions asked.
That's right.
That's the change starts with you and I.
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
all of us. Animal Advocates United. I got a group
Oh,
on Facebook for that,
I love
and a chat group. So if you want to join it, or come in board or Voices Carry for Animals
that.
support
Yes.
group. Hey, animals on death row coming through all the time. Cats, dogs, oh my goodness. So and share it, especially the cross posters and networkers and all them.
Sure.
Press
I'd
that
love to.
share. Yep. And also Voice for Animals. I'm one of the admins on there also, and that's a Facebook page. Okay,
Okay.
so a lot of different. I'll send you the links and you
Yeah,
check it
can you
out.
send me the links? Yeah, I'll join for sure. I'd love to.
Yep.
I'm just getting
And,
back into Facebook. I've got a new page, so I'm getting back into it. But yeah, I would love to. And share,
okay.
share, share. We're going to keep sharing, caring, and making a difference for animals. We
yep.
are, right? We are the
Yep.
community of advocates that are doing something.
That's right. We need more unity in the community, okay?
Yeah,
Visit those local animal shelters, everyone.
yes, please.
Don't just pick up a dog or cat as a gift. Keep them
No.
till that's wrong to do
They're
that,
not
okay?
gifts. They're not,
Yep, they're
they're not
not
for
gifts.
purchase. They're not
They're
for
coming
purchase.
in. That's right. They're a new furry baby or furry babies,
That's
furry
right.
loved ones. Not,
Adoption is for life, right? For their lives. They're not gifts. They're not to be discarded. They're not to be returned. They're not like merchandise. So even though the laws might say they're like property, we disagree. And that's going to change eventually. And some states are already recognizing animals as sentient beings in divorce cases. And this is all happening now. So we just got to keep going, keep speaking up for them.
that's
First
right.
breath to last breath.
That's right.
That's,
That's right.
yep. That's right. And they don't, and everyone, encourage other ones to do the same.
Yes.
Whoever it is. I love when I hear somebody when I talking to them, they go, he was a rescue or she was a rescue, the dog or the cat. I said, that's great. That just uplifted me right then and there.
Yes.
So, and it made them happy too.
Oh, yeah.
So, yep. So I just put a ocean picture in the chat room.
Awesome.
That doesn't make me feel any warmer, Debbie.
I'm sending you some warmth, okay?
Thank you.
But
I don't feel
uh,
it.
I love this podcast, you guys. I do. I mean, I really love being on Blog Talk, but this is even better yet. You know, especially this chat room. That's top notch. You know, it has everything in there. I can change pictures. I got to work on my sound effects because that has that too. You know, and music. Choose music. Got me a new toy, Mama Cat.
We have a lot of fun, that's for sure.
But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close it down, everyone. And next Thursday, we're gonna be closed for Thanksgiving. Okay, so hope everyone has a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. You know, spend some good time, great times with your family and friends, and there's a lot to be thankful for on that day. Okay, so and Barb's, thanks for sharing the show. You know, and then the following Thursday, December 4th, we'll be returning at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific. Listening worldwide, and welcome back Kate McFall, Florida Director of Humane World for Animals, and we're going to welcome her back. Okay, it's going to be another great show. I always love having my guests come back because the more exposure, the better. You know,
Yes,
getting it in the spotlight and keeping it out there, not let it fizzle out. You know, I've seen too many stuff fizzle out, and it's like, nope, that's got to be brought to to the spotlight again. So,
that's right.
right? And I
Yeah.
enjoyed having you back on there, Susanna.
Oh, I
This
love being
is.
here.
I mean, I love having you here. I mean, it's just so energizing and giving inspiring to all of us, and
Good.
keep it up because that's what it takes. You
Well,
know,
and
all of
likewise.
us working together
Yeah,
and
and likewise.
stay in touch. And I'll be on Facebook and LinkedIn too, and X, and I'll be sharing real fast and everything, and because
Yeah, you
I
will
am
be.
fast. I let my fingers do the running.
I know. I know. I can't keep up. I'll try. I'll try to keep up with you, Deb.
But
But I love
anyway,
being here. I love being here. I love all of you. I just feel
yeah,
so,
right
I
back
just
at
feel
you.
so energized. Yeah, energized. And I feel like we're like a community of warriors, advocates that are doing something. And I feel re energized. And I'm going to listen to you take a little break now for the holidays and then come back again. We're going to come back stronger and we're
Oh
going to focus
yes,
on, continuing what we're doing, which is speaking up for the voiceless. What can be better than that?
that's right. And I'll be scheduling for next month. I'll be scheduling for 2026. Okay, so I'll be getting
Okay.
hold of you, send you an email or whatever, and get you
Amazing.
scheduled in. Okay, I know my
Yeah,
first
I'd love to.
show is for vigil for elephants. You know, all the elephants that died in captivity in
Oh,
2025. I've been
yes.
doing that every year for
Oh, wow.
them, co-hosts, and there's a lot of them that's involved as co-hosts. It's a
Oh, yeah.
great show,
Sure.
because the elephants that died in captivity, they didn't have a life either. They were in prisoner life. Look at
I know.
Lucy the elephant up in
Oh, yeah.
Edmonton Valley, Zoo. I
Yes.
almost said Edmonton Valley Jail. That's what it
Oh,
is,
That's what it
and
is.
yeah.
it's so sad. And I look at it as like, look at all them that's passed away and everything. They didn't even have no socializing, no nothing. Just stayed
Oh,
in a zoo or
yeah.
a circus. Or it's
Yes.
sad. They need to be out there in the freedom and
Oh,
and out of captivity, living with their families and
oh, yeah.
socializing, living out in the wild. That's their life, not to be forced into something they have no choice in the matter.
That's right. That's
So
right. Yeah, I talked
yep.
about Lucy, the elephant, um, in my book actually. So it's not just like it is dogs and cats, shelters, but I also talk about other species because they're living beings too. And Lucy is one that's close to my heart. She'd been in the zoo since 1977, and she just lived a really lonely life. So those are, yeah, all those animals need representation.
Yes, they do. We're their only hope out
That's
there.
right. That's right.
Only hope. But I'm going to go ahead and close down. I could be on here for hours. You know that? I put it up to 2 hours just to be safe. On Blog Talk, I did an hour, which I need more time. But anyway, Mama Cat, are you ready to rock and roll? Go right ahead.
Paw in hand, united we stand against all animal cruelty and neglect across the land. Good night, everybody, and have a peaceful and blessed Thanksgiving.
Yes, and thank you, Mama Cat, for all your support, okay? And all
Absolutely.
you're doing, because she's another warrior. You know, she's a great team player, too. And I can't thank her enough and for all she does either. You know, Aloha and Michelle out there. You should see this team going on. And, keep it up, stay together and work together. And then we'll win together. You know, that's what it takes, right?
Right.
Yep. So don't give up,
Absolutely.
everyone. Keep it up. Keep getting stronger. Bring it in. Thanks, Barb's, for sharing the Facebook. You're awesome. Good night, everyone. And I hope, like I said, I hope we all have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. You got a lot to be thankful for, okay? And happy birthday, Moose, aka Mom. Hey, I love you and you're a beautiful woman inside and out. And thanks for being you all the time. Unconditional love. You know,
Aw.
so yeah, she's wonderful. She's my mom and best friend, you know. And
Aw. I love that.
yeah, yeah, we have to be, we gotta stick together. We gotta,
Yes.
you know, because hey, they are the ones that raised us. I can't thank them enough for raising me right, and who I am today. I got a
Oh,
lot to be proud of,
wow.
so, and it means a lot, so, but anyway, I hope all of you are going to tune in, not next Thursday, but December the 4th, okay? And come in and spread the word. Keep sharing these shows because it means so much. To me, it really keeps me going and it uplifts me so much. So and remember on this app, Susanna, after this, and I
Yes.
get it edited and published, and I'll send you the ones is the promos that's on there now. It'll be changed not on LinkedIn but Facebook, and it'll have all the links in there. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Send it to me and I'll share for sure.
Okay, because you can share, 24/7 worldwide.
Okay. I'll share.
Yep. So
Share, share, share.
share, share, share for the mama bear. And Deb is rocking on the web. Okay.
Okay. Love
Yep.
it.
Deb is rocking on the web. But thank you everyone for tuning in. And you just remember, adopt, don't shop, and spay and neuter your pets. It's up to us to get the changes made. Okay.
Please foster.
All right. I'm bopping my head.
Bye.
Hey, Mama Cat, I'm bopping my head on the patio.
I'm putting my parka on to check the mail.
Hey, with our voices, the animals will be heard. With our actions, the animals will seek justice. Good night, everyone. May God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Good night, Debbie. Good night, Suzanne.
Good night, Susanna. Thank you, Susanna, so much. And everyone else that's tuning in and in the chat room. I appreciate all your help.